For 30 years, the richest merchant in the kingdom buried every one of his wives himself. No priests, no witnesses, no funerals. And after each burial, a new bride arrived at his mansion before the next winter. The people of Evermore feared Lord Cedric Vane more than the king himself. His mansion stood alone beyond the snowy hills overlooking the sea, surrounded by black iron gates that never opened after sunset. Servants rarely stayed long, and those who did refused to speak about what happened inside the estate. But the rumors never stopped. Some claimed Cedric murdered his wives after growing bored of them. Others whispered that the mansion itself was cursed, and no woman who entered it could survive more than a few years. Yet despite the fear surrounding his name, powerful families still offered their daughters to him because Cedric controlled nearly half the kingdom's trade routes. Then came Eleanor. Unlike the previous brides, Eleanor was not born into nobility. She was the daughter of a struggling lighthouse keeper whose family accepted Cedric's proposal to escape poverty after a brutal winter nearly destroyed their village. The wedding was magnificent. Gold filled the cathedral. Nobles traveled from distant cities. Cedric appeared calm, intelligent, even kind. And to Eleanor's surprise, he treated her gently after the ceremony. The terrifying monster described in tavern stories did not seem real, at least not at first. But strange things quickly began happening inside the mansion. Every corridor contained portraits of Cedric's previous wives staring silently from the walls. Their rooms remained untouched exactly as they had been before their deaths. Some nights, Eleanor heard quiet crying echoing through the halls long after midnight. Then she discovered the locked west wing. Servants panicked whenever she mentioned it. One elderly maid even begged her never to enter those rooms after dark. According to the staff, that part of the mansion had remained sealed since Cedric's first wife died decades earlier, but Eleanor's fear slowly turned into suspicion. One stormy evening, while Cedric traveled to the capital, Eleanor stole a key from his office and entered the forbidden wing herself. What she found nearly stopped her heart. The women were alive. Hidden behind locked doors throughout the West Wing were Cedric's former wives. Weak, aging, but alive. Some had been imprisoned there for decades. The horrifying truth finally emerged through tears and broken voices. Cedric never murdered his wives. He hid them. Years earlier, Cedric's first wife became dangerously ill during a plague outbreak. Terrified of losing her, Cedric secretly isolated her inside the mansion to protect her from the outside world. She survived, but the experience changed him completely. Obsessed with protecting the women he loved, Cedric began controlling every aspect of their lives. When later wives tried leaving the mansion, fear consumed him. Instead of letting them go, he locked them away for their own safety. Over the years, love twisted into obsession. The kingdom believed the women were dead because Cedric buried empty coffins to hide the truth. Even the servants were too terrified to speak openly after witnessing his growing madness. Eleanor was horrified, but what shattered her most was realizing the imprisoned women still defended Cedric despite everything he had done. Some claimed he truly loved them. Others said loneliness and fear destroyed his mind long ago. Then Cedric returned home early. He found Eleanor standing inside the West Wing surrounded by the women he spent decades hiding from the world. For the first time, the terrifying merchant finally broke down crying. Not from anger, but from shame. By sunrise, soldiers surrounded the mansion after Eleanor secretly alerted the authorities. The imprisoned women were finally freed while Cedric surrendered without resist.